In 1916, a distracted Polish chemist sat at his desk, deep in thought. He was writing up lab results, completely unaware that in a matter of seconds, he would make a mistake that would change the world forever. He reached out to dip his pen, but he was not paying attention. He completely missed his inkwell. Instead, he plunged his metal pen nib directly into a crucible of molten tin sitting nearby. When he pulled it out, he did not find a ruined pen. He found a thin, solid thread of metal clinging to the nib. Upon inspection, it was not just any metal. It was a single, flawless, uninterrupted crystal. That chemist was Jan Czochralski, and that single mistake is the exact reason your smartphone, your computer, and every piece of advanced technology on Earth exists today. To understand why this simple inkwell accident matters, we have to look inside your computer's processor. Inside a modern CPU are billions of microscopic transistors that act as tiny on and off switches for electricity. For these switches to work properly at microscopic scales, the material they are carved out of must be absolutely flawless. If there is even a single microscopic defect in the material, the electricity goes haywire. It causes short circuits, slows down performance, and ruins the chip. To make a reliable CPU, you cannot use normal silicon found in nature. You need silicon that is 99.9999% pure. More importantly, it must be grown into one giant, continuous, unbroken crystal structure. Before 1916, scientists had no idea how to manufacture pure single crystals on a large scale. The world was stuck in the dark ages of materials science. But after Czochralski dipped his pen in that molten tin, he noticed something fascinating. As he pulled the pen out of the hot liquid, the metal cooled and crystallized. Because he pulled it out slowly and steadily, the atoms aligned themselves in a perfect, repeating pattern. He spent years perfecting this accidental discovery. He developed a precise method to measure the speed at which you could pull a crystal out of a melt. Yet for decades, the scientific community barely noticed. It was just a curious chemistry trick. Then came the 1950s. Scientists at Bell Labs had just invented the very first transistor, but they hit a massive wall. Their early transistors were incredibly unreliable because they were using flawed materials. They desperately needed a way to produce perfect, defect-free crystals of germanium and silicon. While digging through old research papers, they stumbled upon Czochralski's forgotten 1918 publication. They realized his pen-pulling technique was exactly what they were looking for. Today, the Czochralski method is the foundation of the global semiconductor industry. Giant factories take pure silicon and melt it down in massive furnaces. They dip a tiny seed crystal into the molten liquid and pull it out while slowly rotating it. The result is a massive cylindrical crystal ingot of pure silicon, which is then sliced into razor-thin wafers. Every single microchip ever made is carved onto a wafer created by this exact process. Without that distracted chemist and his missed inkwell, the digital revolution would have stalled before it even began. Your CPU does not just rely on modern engineering. It relies on a century-old accident. If you love uncovering the bizarre, hidden origins behind the technology you use every single day, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join us here on Talking Tech for more incredible stories from our Accidental Inventions series.